Hello, everybody, once again. We apologize as Reese is going out wide. We're still trying to figure everything out. But we're going to be a little spotty.
Looks who's a better team this year, definitely.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. We apologize over and over. But we're back. As you notice, the scoreboard's different. We're back. This year, we got a grant. So we're fortunate enough to get a new streaming software. So it was great. We had a new scoreboard. We could do replays. It seems to be struggling to get set up a little bit.
Yeah, it's only a great streaming software if it works, but that's not working too well, so we're back to the old one.
So the scoreboard's a little different, but we're still the same. The Forge is still the same. So again, we're not sure how much of the pregame of the broadcast you heard, if any. So to summarize, once again, we're at 3:50 left in the first quarter. Haverford is up 7-0. They drove down the field on their first possession. Nate Shoemaker scored the touchdown. Corbett made the extra point. Chichester then answered, drove down the field. They were at about the 15-yard line. Fourth down conversion failed. So Ford to pick the ball up, offensive ball back up. And that's where we're at now, a very short summary of all the plays that happened. We saw some good plays by Kelly, some bad plays by Kelly. But that's where we are, and now we're stuck here on a third, and we'll see where they spot the ball, but it looks like a 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6, ball in the 14. You're all caught up for the most part. We'll talk more as this broadcast goes on. We apologize. We were rushing around up here to try to figure everything out. But we're back. We can take a breath. This game's back. And it's a 3rd and 6 on their own 14. Taylor dropping back to pass. Nothing's there. Pocket collapsing. He'll escape. Looking to throw. He bounces back right. Dribbles out of a tackle. He's no good taken down.
Yeah, and if you're Haverford, I think you're going to punt this one away.
I feel like you have to, and I feel like if they don't, it's probably a poor decision.
Yeah, definitely a poor decision if they don't. Don't try to mess anything up with any fake punts or anything. That's happened before with Doc, and it didn't convert. But, yeah, they're probably most likely just going to punt it away. But something you missed in the intro is a little bit about Chichester. Chichester's 1-1 this season. Week 1, they blew out Radnor, who's basically in the underworld of the Central League. They're trying to still figure stuff out over there after losing a few pieces. But Pencrest definitely humbled them in Week 2. And now Haverford, their 3rd Central League team this year, Week 3, is playing out right now. And to kind of catch everybody up on a little bit of Chichester history, last year, they lost their big offensive tackle, Ian Thomas, first-team All-State. Kid was special. And they also lost their main offensive weapon in Quadir Blackwell. A little bit of a running back receiver, just an all-time athlete over there at Chichester. Ended up, not sure if he's playing college ball, but they lost him. And now they're basically trying to pick up the pieces here in their in their 2023 season. Danny Kelly taking the helmet quarterback. And we'll see what they can do.
And it looks like you'll see him on this drive a lot. That it's Bajir Reese who's kind of taking the reins as that offensive weapon as they're going to go to Reese. Right on cue. What can I say? I could coach this team. A huge tackle.
Looks like that's Charlie Turner.
I mean, that's good defense.
Oh, yeah. He sits well there in that linebacker position. I'm glad I see him getting some more reps out there. A little bit of edge rusher. Great tackle by Charlie Turner.
And you heard his name a lot last year, too.
Definitely,
He's made an impact on this team for a lot of years.
Yeah, he's a physical kid, played St. Denis football. He's been doing this for almost a decade now, and he's just showing it out there on the field.
It's good to see it pay off, especially when you've been working at something for a long time, especially in a sport like this.
Definitely. Looks like they're going with a little bit of spread offense here.
Kelly threw the ball pretty well over at Pencrest, and we're going to see him fire it across the middle here. It's through the hands of Reese, but into the hands of Harris, and a turn of events for Chichester. What could have been an incomplete pass sent into a 3rd and long, turns into a 3rd and short, and Jayon Harris is just in the right position to make that play.
Yeah, if you're Haverford, I mean, just erase that from your memory. That should not have happened. You're already up 7-0. You plan to roll this team early. There's still a shot to make a stop here. Don't worry about that at all.
I mean, you feel like you got to mention it. Julian Marquez on the offensive line, the 6'2", 280 junior. I mean, he's just making himself present. He's making the D-line know that he's there.
Yeah, definitely going to make those interior guys work.
Kelly's going to go to the air again. He'll fire up that right sideline, and it's caught.
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, and he drops the ball. Again, it's sort of like the play that we saw last week with Heinrichs.
Yeah.
Looked like he had it, took a step, and that ball just fell through his hands.
And he was wide open there. He at least had 2 or 3 steps on Buddy Kocher. I mean, looks like there was may have been a miscommunication out there in the secondary. And we were talking about Haverford's weak secondary, and they tried to take advantage of it there. If that was in his hands, I'm pretty sure that could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he would have turned that corner and went, a little speed of blazing up that silent. But they are back to punt this ball away. Dominic Nardini also doing kicking duties for the Eagles. It looks like they just have Heinrichs out there to return this punt.
Yeah, we've been seeing a little bit of a committee there. We've seen Owen Rose, Buddy Kocher, Owen Morris, and Heinrichs out there all taking kicks and punts. Looks like they're going to settle on Heinrichs.
That's a good punt. And it's dropped by Heinrichs. And again, he can't get up in high school ball. So that ball will be down right at the 20.
Well, I mean, after seeing that, maybe not. Maybe they'll continue the committee. But we'll see there. Yeah, the special teams covering kicks has been great for Haverford on the defensive side. But in terms of returning them, we haven't really seen a definite returner. And the only big returns we've seen have been in the hands of Buddy Kocher on those kickoffs.
Yeah, you saw that at Souderton. Owen Morris let a ball go that Coach Doherty was very confident that should have been fair call. So next punt, Morris wasn't out there. So who knows if we'll see Keith Heinrichs out there to return the next punt.
And it looks like to this point in the game, Liam Taylor has not thrown a pass yet. Although there have been a few passing plays, he just hasn't thrown the ball. He's been able to do a little bit of a scramble. And I don't think we're going to see much of passing him tonight. This is Chichester, and I think Coach Aldock basically wants to roll him here. 3 yards in that cloud of dust. Just keep running the ball. Will Hooley is going to get a lot of work. Nate Shoemaker is going to get a lot of work. And Liam Taylor is also going to get a lot of work. Some of these options, looks like they built that in this week. That was probably big part of their install is those option plays.
A timeout was called, and in case you missed it, which, again, we're not quite sure because, sorry, not a timeout. It was the end of the first quarter, so they will have some time to figure things out. They'll flip sides of the field and get ready for the second quarter. 7-0 Fords. But Vincent Cunningham is out, which is why you saw Corbett take over punting and kicking duties. Cunningham is out 4 weeks-ish with physical therapy involved. So not an injury you love to see, but you have 3 guys on the Ford sideline with a boot and crutches. So it's not something that you want to see or like to see.
Yeah, among those people is going to be Kevin McNicholas, he's had injuries problems through his entire high school career, and it sucks to see him on the sideline for his senior year. But hopefully he'll be back soon. Kevin McNicholas playing both sides of the ball this year, a little bit of offensive guard, a little bit of defensive tackle. Looks like Alex Klee is going to step up and take the role of Kevin McNicholas, try to fill those shoes. And Michael Caruso also going to be out. He was out week 1, and he still hasn't gotten a snap his senior year. So hopefully we'll look to see him next week. He's a big leader on this team. And it sucks having those guys out, but it looks like we're going to get to see the young guys. Sean Leahy's going to be out there filling in for Caruso. At center, Colin Corkery is going to be filling in for Kevin McNicholas. And then over there at tackle, it looks like that's Ryan Corbett's going to be filling in for Caruso until he gets back.
So a lot of guys, next man up mentality. That's all it is. These guys don't care about, obviously a player being hurt is going to impact the team, but they bypass that. They go right to it. Next play, next man mentality. Forwards keep pushing forward. Coach Grabius, Coach Host, very happy about that one.
Yeah, Chichester hasn't found an answer to that ground and pound offense. I don't think they will all night. Haverford's just purely stronger, more grittier, tougher than them, and I think Haverford's going to take it here. But not throwing any shade on Chichester. This team, first of all, their jerseys are absolutely pristine.
I got to say, one of the best in Delco.
Yeah, and we can't underestimate this team. Like, we saw them, of course, recently we talked about how Radnor was a little bit towards the bottom of the Central League.
And the pitch back to Heinrichs goes through his hands. Heinrichs will recover that, but that's just sloppy, dangerous plays that lose your football games.
Yeah. Can't do that. We saw Heinrichs, kind of a little bit of butterfingers just on that play, and then we saw it last week, had 2 big drops, led to the loss of that game. But we were talking about Chichester, and you can't underestimate this team. They have lost a lot of weapons, but this team can play. Danny Kelly, 6'3", 200 pounds. You don't really see those dimensions on a quarterback. That kid probably can hurl the ball.
Yeah, similar to a build of what we saw Tommy Wright do. A little taller, but we saw Tommy Wright be that similar archetype of a quarterback where he could throw the ball, he had the arm to do it, and it just comes down to decision-making at that point. They'll go right to Shoemaker. He's pulled down by his legs, and it'll be a 3rd and long for the Ford.
Yeah, it's going to be really up to this front 7 here if Chichester wants to win this game. People like number 14, Darius Weathers at linebacker. People like Jamad Rosario. These people are going to have to step up and make a play. Khalif Best. These three linebackers out on the field are going to have to fill the hole, fill the gaps, read their keys, and stop this run game.
I mean, knock on wood, but right now this weather is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
No rain like it was forecasted to. We have a 3rd and 13, and Taylor's looking to make his first pass of the day. He fires one up, and it's knocked down by Hamza Clay. He had 2 interceptions in their season opener at Radnor, and he was looking for Fusaro down the field there.
Yeah, Hamza Clay had 2 interceptions against Radnor. He was looking for a third there, and he almost had it. That ball was definitely behind Fusaro. Not able to reel it in, though. That's tough.
Not a bad look from Taylor. Not necessarily a bad look, just wasn't perfectly executed.
Yeah, definitely not on the money, but if he would have let him a bit more, I think Fusaro could be reeling that one in.
And Corbett back to punt this one away. Looks like they have Reese to return. Good punt. That's going to spiral back towards the 40, bounce at the 39. Reese is backing up, and the Ford's going to down that right about the 40.5-yard line.
Good decision by Owen Rose. Solid bouncing back towards Haverford. Decided to pick it up. Saves you a few yards.
Some missed opportunities for the Fords are going to keep giving Chichester possibilities to tie this game up.
Yeah, if you're the Fords, you do not want to let them hang around. You want to go into halftime with at least a 14-point lead, breaking their spirit. I mean, if you let Chichester hang around long enough, they're going to take advantage of you. They're going to get Danny Kelly to hurl some passes down the field, or potentially get Bazir Reese to keep chugging up the middle, and it's going to be another mark in the loss column.
Kelly in shotgun. They'll go right back to Reese. Reese bounces left. He has some speed. He's going to keep on going. Reese breaks more tackles, eventually tripped up past the 50. And that's a big play for Chichester.
And that's all speed for Bazir Reese. Looks like it was clogged up the middle, so he bounced it outside and took it up the sideline. Secondary was not ready for that.
To give the credit to the Ford student section. I mean, their student body showing out for again, they had a game last week, but school was not in session yet, so it was broadcasted this week. It was hyped up. They showed out pretty well with the Hawaiian.
Oh, yeah, Hawaiian theme. That's got to be fun.
That is a big gain. Ball placed on the 45. 1st and 10. 9:45 to go in this second quarter. Again, we apologize that we don't have the updated scoreboard and time on the broadcast. We had to switch softwares. We'd rather do this and get the game out there for you guys than be stuck trying to get it on and off and not have it broadcasted. So we're lucky to have anything. As Reese gets it, he's bounced back. That's a loss of 5. And a big play for the Fords defense.
That's Ryan Campbell. This week he's number 62. It looks like he's just rotating, spinning the wheel. Number 44 jersey ripped week 1. Wasn't able to wear that. Saw him balling out number 71 against Souderton. Last week he was in 44. Apparently it's gone again, and now he's in 62. But it doesn't matter the number. Ryan Campbell's going to ball out no matter what number he's wearing.
An impact in almost every game he's played now. They got to keep him in the game because he's making plays. Looks like we have possibly the future of Lady Forge cheerleading out there, showing what they got as they'll be in the high school in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Nice play-action play, and that'll be a first, not quite a first down. I sorry about that. It'll be about 10 yards, 5 yards away. Forgot about the loss of 5 tackle there, but they'll be about 5 to 6 yards away from the first down here.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 here for the Fords. I mean, I would look to see Danny Kelly probably go to the air here.
And we know he can do it. He had a couple passing touchdowns over at Pencrest. Even in that loss, they still scored 4 times. We're going to watch here close to us, Christian Craig. And over on that left side, you have Reese and Clay.
Looks like little trips over there. We'll see what they do.
And Kelly's looking right over there. He's going to fire it across the middle. It's picked off by Shoemaker. Shoemaker's going to cut back towards the 50. He has open field. Ran over by his own teammate. He's going up the left. He's at the 40. Cuts back in. He's going up 30. Cuts back in. And a huge interception and a turnover. And Shoemaker puts the Fords in great offensive position.
Wow, Nate Shoemaker. What a read. Right there, it looks like they were trying to go for a little bit of a crossing route there, and it just did not work out. Danny Kelly must not have seen Shoe right over the middle, and Shoe just plucks it right out of the air.
If that doesn't get you fired up, Nick, I don't know what will.
Yeah, you got to agree with that.
It is hot in this booth, Nick. I have to make the observation.
We were told that we were going to have AC this year. Looks like that was a false allegation. Yep, not happening. So it is sweaty. We have one fan in here. Shout out Quay Nguyen. Yeah. Brought her fan from home. That's a big sacrifice.
It was very clutch for us, but it's still very hot. We might have to move the fan a little closer, actually, as I'm saying this. That'll work a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10, ball. It looks like they're placing the ball. Because it is not on the 42. That is not correct. Ball's on the 22, and they go right up the gut with Julia. That'll be a couple yards.
Yeah, Will Julia filling in for Vince Cunningham at the A-back position. We saw him in for Nate Shoemaker when he was cramping last week, and Julia proved himself, and now he's out on the field for Cunningham for as long as he's going to be out. Let's see if Julia can cement his spot as a starter on this roster.
Now, something you mentioned to me pregame, Nick, was how Elijah Shahadi looked good warming up in the quarterback position. Maybe if Kelly continues to struggle, they throw him in, especially if this game's in reach.
Yeah, that arm looked pretty strong. Literally tight spirals every pass. He looked like he even had a stronger arm than Kelly. But Kelly looks like he's going to take the job here.
Looks like an option play. They'll go to Julia. Looks like it was kind of delayed. Taylor didn't quite know what he wanted to do. By the time he handed the ball off, it was too late. He got tackled by 3 guys there. It'll set him up for a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see number 77 out there. Colin Corkery. Shout out Colin Corkery with the neck roll.
I had to be brought up. I mean, it is just amazing.
Oh, yeah. Looks like old school. Looks like Leighton Vander Esch out there.
Nick, you don't get it here. What do? I mean, it's in field goal range, and we know last week the Fords had 2 opportunities late in the game to kick, and they decided not to. So who knows? Again, that was with Cunningham hurt. Julia cuts up back inside, still up on his feet, still moving forward. Taken down, but that'll move the chains.
Yeah. If they didn't get it there, I don't know. We saw Ryan Corbett boot it. We know he has a boot. He's played Gaelic football in the past. And we saw him nail 1 extra point, but it didn't look too convincing. I don't know if I would send him out there for any field goals. I would probably try to limit the kicking. But other than that, I think kind of doesn't matter at this point. Julia got the first down.
That was one of the biggest things coming after last week's loss to Conestoga was the decision to go for it, twice late in the game when you were down by 1. But the decision was made, and it happened. Taylor's going to take this on himself. A cut back in. He'll be short of the goal line.
Darius Weathers. That would have been 7 points for Liam Taylor if Weathers didn't get him right there. Looks like he was unblocked on the end, and looks like that was a read option play. And I think Taylor probably should have gave it up the middle because that DN sat.
It'll be 2nd and 3. Ball is placed on the 3. Fusaro and Coach are coming off the field. So possibly talking to Coach. Or no, I think they're gonna stay off. So
looks like this is gonna be a little bit of a jumbo package. You
You're
got
just
Quinn
gonna see,
McGloin, Charlie Turner. Yeah, that's basically the sign of we're running it right up the middle.
Philadelphia Eagles 4th and close. They
Yeah.
right at the middle. Have people push her from behind. They should be right in. Taylor's gonna bounce outside. He didn't go up, but he's still moving forward.
Looks like he may have gotten in.
Oh, and Chichester's calling a fumble. And we'll see what the referees signal here is they have to figure out what happened. All Chichester's saying it's a fumble. Oh, this would be bad, Nick, if they call this a fumble.
Oh, and it looks like they are. Chichester ball. That is absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah, that'll kill just about all momentum you had, Nick.
Yep, just about every single little piece. Now, let's not count it out, the fact that they're down right pinned on their own goal line.
And we know that this D-line especially will keep this team in games. They're going to pressure Kelly here. Who knows what you'll see. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but that is not... He didn't quite go up the middle. He tried to bounce out right. The ball, I guess, was forced out. Chichester, they made a good play there. Got to give credit.
I think Coach Doc's going to have a word at halftime with Liam Taylor.
We'll see what they do. They'll go up the middle, and they're going to get yards, pushing them out of the way of the goal line. So safety is not looking promising as there's an injured Eagle, it looks like. Good sportsmanship there, helping up his opponent.
Looks like Mike McGinley just tapped his helmet over there. Looks like he's looking for a sub.
Could be an injury, something else of the sorts. They'll have flags thrown this time, but they'll go right up the middle once again. I'm guessing it was holding.
Here comes Mike McGinley off the field. He's definitely tired. He's been playing both sides of the ball all night. He definitely needed a man.
Seems like Chichester has little discipline here. They kind of just keep shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, you've seen false starts, you've seen offsides, you've seen holdings. They got to clean it up. This game's 7-0. They're in this game. They just turn the ball over. They're making plays on defense. They just got to clean it up on offense.
Yeah, they're just...
Ball starting to back up. I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot. almost every drive. They've had multiple plays.
Yeah, they're just undisciplined. I mean, football is a game of whoever makes the least mistakes wins, and it looks like Chichester's making too many mistakes right now.
We have an injured Eagle.
There's gonna be someone on the O line.
2 injured Eagles. The one gets up.
Maybe a little bit of a cramp. Stretch it out, get back out there.
Again, it's hot. Gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah.
That was the thing we saw Alfred at Sourton. You had 3 or 4 players coming off each play. I mean, it was unreal.
It was tough. And when you have, I mean, it depends if you're Coach Doc, it depends how confident you are in your folks on the bench. If you have a man who can go in there and actually be reliable. If it's somebody on the O-line, I mean, you do have a few pieces there. You got number 60, Evan Eppright. You got 68, Bennett Oreo. I think any one of those guys could pop in, at least for a play or two, just to give one of the guys a break. But it looks like they're not going to go with that approach, and they're going to have a lot of kids play both sides of the ball. And there's definitely a shot where you can have your team conditioned for that type of play, but it hasn't showed itself, at least in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season.
The injured Eagle is helped off the field, and Chichester's offense will take it once again. 2nd and 8. Ball is on the 3-yard line. I thought it looked further up than that, but ball is on the 3-yard line. So not quite out of safety territory here if the Fords can get past the O-line. And he's dropping back to pass. He fires one off the left into double coverage. The ball is just through the arms of, I believe, Jayon Harris.
Yeah, you got to question that decision making. Double coverage. If you're Danny Kelly, get out of there. Try to shoot up the middle, find a hole where you can scramble. Double coverage is not worth it. Trust me, I've done it one too many times. I was a big interception thrower back when I played my sophomore year, and it just doesn't work out.
I'm questioning the call on the field. Why you're throwing it on a 2nd and mid with on the ball on your own 3-yard line? It doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't run that ball. And if you're going to do that, why he would make the decision to go up that left sideline. I don't understand it, but it'll work out in the Fords' favor, and it'll be 3rd and 8, ball on the 3. And again, the Fords' defense keeping them in games once again.
This sticks you in a position where it's like, what do you do now? Do you drop back to pass again? I mean, you're probably not going to get it on the ground.
You almost have to, because you're likely, I mean, we saw Reese do it a couple times, but you're likely not going to get 8 yards off the run here. Chichester will call a timeout to talk things over, probably discussing what we just said, Nick, trying to figure out what we should do.
I think Coach Craig's in his first year, and he's still trying to work out some of the kinks. But eventually, I think he'll get it if he ends up staying for Chichester for a few more years.
Yeah, taking over the reins at Chichester this year for the first time, for his first year. He's worked at a lot of other schools. He worked at Garnet Valley. He worked at Ridley. He actually credits Ridley's head coach prior to him for a lot of what he learned. And the one interview I read with him was big on conditioning. So maybe that's why you only see one guy go down so far. He's big on that, but he's had a lot of experience at some other top Central League schools as well.
Yeah, he's been jumping around to a few different schools. And that can mean a few things. That can mean he's around, getting a lot of experience. They don't really need guys, whatever, this, that, and the other. But it could also mean maybe he's not that great of a coach. And maybe they're just bouncing him around because they don't want him on their team.
Some game time decisions like that. Question it as Kelly's going to go to the air once again over the middle. And no flags. I mean, that was almost caught again by Harris. But it looks like Derek Robertson wanted a flag. And I honestly thought he was going to get it with the PI. But they're not. And it was almost another one where it slipped through the hands and went into the hands of another. I mean, you got to watch out for that now.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly's having a little bit of a Mickey Mouse night so far. It's a shame that he hasn't thrown an interception yet because it's coming. I mean, we saw him throw into double coverage. We saw 2 or 3 passes bounce off the hands and one be caught with another and the other bounce out of the hands of another. I think he's going to get what's coming to him.
Yeah, besides the Shoemaker, it's been all luck. And it'll be 4th and 8. And it looks like they'll send Nardini out. And this is a tough spot because usually when you're punting, you need X amount of space, whatever your steps are. And when you're pushed up against the goal line like this, sometimes you can't get that. You see that sometimes in the NFL where punters would accidentally go, step back and get the safety. Great punt, though, when Heinrich drops the ball again. He'll stay up, but this time just taken down. Yeah. And, I mean, Coach Dockery's got to make a move now.
And he's visibly angry with himself. He slammed the ball. He knows he's capable of better than that. I mean, he's got those sticky gloves on. I mean, I don't know if that helps or not, but you should be able to reel in a punt, and he's mad at himself for that.
And, who knows? I assume that I didn't think he was going to be out there for this punt.
Yeah, I think maybe next time we'll probably either see Owen Rose, Buddy Coach, or Owen Morris.
What I want to see here is I want to see a couple runs, and then I want to see him air it out. Because I think Chichester's defense continues to inch closer and closer and closer, from this deep zone coverage they're running. They're now expecting the run almost every time, so I want to see him air it out. But I mean, if the run works, they're going to keep doing it. But to take a shot downfield at one point could be the move. A flag is thrown up.
Yeah, but that's going to be on Chichester. They think something was late.
Yeah, you can see unanimous hands thrown up. Like, what is that called over on the Chichester sideline? But
yeah, it looks like that one's going to be on Chichester. Haverford's going to move up.
I mean, it's just almost every drive I said that.
Yeah.
So far, it's been sticking true that there's a penalty.
Undisciplined. I mean,
they
have talent. Like,
self-induced penalty.
Yeah, self-induced, definitely. They have talent. I mean, people like Hamza Clay, people like Elijah Shahadi, even though we haven't seen him yet, people like Bazir Reese. These guys have a lot of talent, but it looks like they're kind of just shooting themselves in the foot, like you said.
Called an unsportsmanlike conduct. So I'm not sure if things were said or things were done, but unsportsmanlike conduct was the call. And that'll put him at the 29-yard line with 3:50 to go in this half. So, you don't have to rush because you're passing on the other team's side of the field, and you only need 25 yards to go. But you still got to do it efficiently enough or you're not taking 3 minutes because you got to go at least up 2 because Haverford's outplaying Chichester a lot more than what the score shows.
Yeah, and if Haverford hadn't made those 1 or 2 mistakes they already have, I think they would be up by 2 scores right now.
1st and 9, ball's on the 29. Little pitch play here this time to Julia. That's a good play. Julia's going to try to bounce around. Another flag thrown, might be targeting or something of this sort. It looked a little low.
Yeah,
out of the helmet.
Chichester's coaching staff is not happy about that one.
I mean, it's almost. I remember I broadcast the volleyball game last year with Tommy Tuhill, and almost every single set there was multiple players where the opposing team was doing things like touching the net or whatever it was. It seems to be very similar here. They're just doing. We apologize. We have things falling all over the place, but they're just doing things that are hurting themselves.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, it's got to be. I don't know if it's a coaching issue, or if Coach Craig's focuses too much on conditioning.
Looks like it was on Haverford. Looks like that one was on Haverford. Chichester flipping down the other side. I think they thought it was on them originally, and then they called it on an offensive penalty. That
definitely was the reaction we saw because Coach Craig and the rest of the staff was upset about it, and it looked like Haverford was excited. So I think they were kind of confused on the call as well. But it'll be 1st and 15. Ball on the 30.
Looks like Coach Gravies has got the computer out. Looks like Coach Gravies has the computer out. He's rewatching the play. That's something I haven't seen yet.
Oh, and the pitch play is knocked down. Luckily picked back up. Coacher's taking it. He'll be taking now.
Way to go by Buddy Coacher, salvaging that ball. He's been a bright spot in the offense this year. I mean, we saw that big play week 1, taking it almost to the house to the 1-yard line, and then he had an interception. And now here, just salvaging something out of nothing. I mean, that worst case scenario, that could have been Chichester's ball. But Buddy Coacher scoops it up for a big gain. Now they have a manageable 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 7. Ball is on the 26-yard line. 2:34 to go in the half. And it's going to be very tough if they don't convert here. The decision, I should say. Because you're kind of out of field goal range, but it's way too close to punt. It's high school. I think you got to go. But we'll see if they can convert here. Shoemaker cuts to the right. I think it's going to be a couple yards short, Nick. Excuse me.
Not going to be enough, but I think Eldoc's aggressive enough that he's going to go, and I think he has faith in the run game. I mean, if you're Haverford and you see Chichester making all these mistakes, it's kind of like the attitude of sit back and just look pretty. I mean, if you just run your base game plan, put some points on the board, and let Chichester kind of bury themselves, that's still a win, and a win is a win.
Usara will come out. Owen Morris will run in. We haven't seen much of Morris this game. 4th and 3. Ball on the 22-yard line with 1:49 to go. You don't get it here, you got to touch your defense to at least stop a field goal, but we know Nardini can kick the ball. So looks like timeout's called. Eldoc will have some more time.
We've seen this a lot by Eldoc with that little half motion trying to get the other side to jump. And it worked at the first play of the game. That was not live, but it did work. And then the second time doesn't work. We saw them run against Souderton, and that also worked. Looks like they do almost like a half orbit, and then the entire team looks back at the coach like something went wrong. And it's been getting people on offsides.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it continues to work, you're going to keep doing it. But it'll give Coach Doherty some time now. think about what he wants to do. Change the game plan, whatever he wants to do. Now's his time to do it because this is sort of a big moment in this game, pivotal moment to swing this really in favor. Because right now you're up one score. I mean, it's the way Chichester's offense have been playing. I mean, the first offensive drive they drove down the field. So we'll see what the call on the field is now. Excuse me.
Yeah. As I expect, that Haverford's going to trot that offense back out there. And honestly, if I'm Coach Doc, I'm putting the hands of Will Julia. He looks like he has a insane burst when he's got the ball in his hands. Great ball carrier, great vision.
When Shoemaker was out last week for a couple of series, when Shoemaker was out, Julia was kind of that next guy, and he performed and he excelled in that position. Julia's in motion. He'll go right to him. The pitch play. He's going out right. He cuts back in. He's got the first and more. Still moving up, and they'll move the chains with 1:32 to go in this half.
Great call by Eldoc. Like I said, Will Julia, I mean, he showed a great burst. He's got great ball carrier vision. Saw a little cutback. I mean, this kid's a player.
Well, see if they keep the run game up. Haverford has 2 timeouts still, so they could still run the ball a couple more times in this half. But they want to score, and they want to score. Now they'll go up the middle with Shoemaker. He's taken down. We'll see if they call timeout, if they're going to try to rush up there and get another play off. Again, we're now sub 1 minute. Timeout's called with 1:04 to go.
I think if you punch this in right here, you go into the half with a 14-0 lead. That's pretty commanding. I mean, obviously you would look to build on it in the second half and continue the shutout, but I would not be mad at my players if they went up in the half 14-0. I'd be thrilled, especially after an 0-2 start to the season. It looks like they're picking it back up. Again, we're talking about Chichester here. They're not lighting up the scoreboard either in their past few weeks, but hey, a win is a win.
A win is a win. 2nd and 9, ball on the 13 again. 1:04 to go in the half. Haverford up 7-0. I mean, this would probably be quite the defensive half for the Fords, and some highlights to talk about, including Nate Shoemaker's interception and huge return. Well, there's definitely some weaknesses that you have to mention, too. The fumble at the goal line hurts a lot because, again, if that goes in, you get the ball back, you're now, shooting for 21. So every little thing works, especially when, the two teams are pretty even. We'll have to see what the Fords come up with here. Taylor, another pitch play. And Julia, it looks like he's going to walk it in towards the pylon. He bounces left, gets a couple blocks. And a touchdown for the Fords. Will Julia, Nick, just as you predicted, the Fords going to go up 2 scores.
Yeah, and it looks like Chichester just lost contain there. Nobody able to contain the outside run. Julia just basically able to walk into the end zone. Same with Ryan Corbett, their second lead blocker. Also able to walk in the end zone with Julia. Run game's looking pretty commanding.
It is definitely a good look here. Under sub 1 minute to go. Corbett with Cunningham out. The extra point is up and no good. I'm not sure. Again, not your starting kicker. So it could be the snap, could be the hold, could be the kick. The extra point is no good. So Haverford, assuming they can go these 50 seconds without giving up any points, any dumb points, they will go into the half with a commanding asterisk because there's definitely some things that they could work on. 13-0 lead.
Yeah. And Ford's cheerleaders are hyped. Student section's hyped. It's going to be a good night in Havertown. But there's definitely some things they need to work on to kind of continue to lay it on when going into the second half.
Again, we got coaching staff using the iPads, using the tablets, I mean, it's high tech. They got looks like
that's host and Alex Klee.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Klee.
Right there. Alex Klee taking over for Kevin McNicholas, as already mentioned. I mean, that kid's a dog. Junior year, he's on the field varsity, playing both sides of the ball. Yeah, he's getting after it.
Great kid as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was my chemistry partner last year. Great kid. Smart kid. And he's an athlete. He's a dog out there.
Yeah.
57 seconds to go. Corbett will go back out there, kick this ball away.
Yeah, and we've heard from a few different players here. Corbett not fond of kicking. Doesn't like booting the ball. He's more of a guy who likes to hit. He's DN linebacker, that sort of archetype when it comes to football players. Not a big kicker guy, but they said, you got a leg, we're sending you out there, and Corbett's obliged.
A little squib kick, I like that. It'll go right. Oh, and it looks like Harris is going to juggle the ball a little bit. He'll pick it up, trying to cut back inside. Nothing's there. He'll go back out towards that far sideline. He'll be taken down. It'll be 51 seconds. That return took 6 seconds off the clock, and this is a big stop for the Fords. They cannot, with anything, let any points, a field goal, a touchdown, anything here. You have 50 seconds. Kelly's going to pass the ball. You have to play. They're going to run this cover 3 zone. You got to watch Rose in the backfield.
Yeah.
Watch Coacher on that far sideline. Try to get to double coverage with Heinrichs and with Fusaro.
Potentially,
Make some plays.
yeah, potentially maybe they go with a little bit of a cover 4, little quarters here. As you see, open center field right there, right by the H. You got Owen Rose towards the left. Keith Heinrichs may drop back all the way. Owen Rose covering and Buddy Coacher covering the middle of the field again.
Screen pass out in front. Forward pass, no fumble. That'll take 3 seconds off the clock, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball on the 26 with 48 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think it will be either a little bit of cover 4 or cover 2 there, as we didn't really see what Heinrichs does in reaction to if a guy went deep. If he follows him, it's going to be cover 4, and if he doesn't, it's going to be cover 2, making the middle of the field open. So maybe if it is cover 2 and you see Heinrichs kind of stay down in the 5 to 10 yard range, maybe try to get somebody over the middle.
Being a quarterback is hard, man. Nick, you say a lot of things, and just to think about it, and to think about how well these high schoolers, I mean, these are student athletes that are same age as me and you, and they're just doing it at such a high level. It's very impressive, and you got to give credit. Even the ones that aren't as good as some other ones, they're all very impressive. A great pass, and now Harris is going to run sideways into Julio, but Julio will spin out, and he's just going to keep on going. Harris is rated out to 50 with 35 seconds. I mean, Julio's got to make that tackle.
Coach Craig is barking right now, north-south, but it ended up working out for Jayon Harris. But, yeah, if you get that, and I'm assuming they probably are a little bit short on timeouts. They've already used 2 this half. Probably a good idea to get out of bounds.
Ball on the 50. Chichester 1 timeout to go.
And it looks like they are going to be in cover 4. I did see Heinrich drop back pretty far, trying to defend anything deep.
Watch out for Christian Craig here on the near sideline. You got trips up top. He's looking to his left. He comes out, a huge sack. There's Shoemaker right there with a couple of teammates. That's a big loss, and I'm sure the timeout will be... No, looks like they're not going to call a timeout. 22, they might try to clock it. I'm not sure. It says they have a timeout. Why are they not calling it? They have 18, 17, 16, and they are going to clock it here. Spike the ball. Why would you not call a timeout? I don't know. Maybe the scoreboard's not correct, but 14 seconds, and that'll be a wasted down as well. So, Chichester's going to have some time to talk things over and try to make a play here on this 3rd down.
Yeah, and something that bit the Fords a lot in the back 2 years ago was some of this the trickery plays. So I would watch out for that. Maybe a toss, pass, something
saw
ridiculous.
Conestoga last week.
Yeah.
The one reverse play. I mean, it was a great play call by Coach Diamond and Conestoga. It looks like Haverford will call a timeout here.
Yeah, Coach Doc probably wondering about that right now, telling his guys in the secondary, stay deep because somebody may be coming.
I'm still not sure why, unless they're assuming that they're going to be short here and they want to take it, but then it's fourth down. So I guess you call it after 3rd.
I mean, with 14 seconds, I guess you could probably use the whole field now, take your timeout, and then do one last shot. I mean,
it makes sense, but they got to get yards. I mean, they're at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, if you're confident enough in Dominic Nardini, to kick a field goal, then maybe you just try to get into the range where he can boot one through.
He's got a boot. We had a small interaction with him pregame. We were watching him warm up and talked to his coach a little bit, and they're confident in his abilities.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see what Coach Doherty says. Shoemaker's a little confused. He's saying, what does that mean? We'll see. It looks like they'll send Craig and Robertson on this near side, and they'll have Reese up top. I mean, you haven't seen Clay make much of an impact at all today.
Yeah, looks like he's basically been purely on the defensive side of the ball almost.
And Kelly's going to air it out. He's tripped up. He fires one. It's going to be a huge hit by Fusaro. They gain about 2 yards and 6 seconds. The timeout is called with 4 seconds. They let 2 seconds more. And, they might try to throw one deep, or they might just kneel this and accept it and go into the second half.
Yeah, as Coach Grabius walks over to the sideline, he looks a little bit upset, threw his headset down into the box. Maybe he thinks Haverford should be beating them by a lot more right now, but I don't know. I would be proud of these guys. I mean, they came out, they're 0-2. They really need to bounce back, and that's what they've done.
If you're Coach Craig and you have the team in this position on a 4th and 8 with 4 seconds, what do? Do you take the knee and just accept it? Do you try to go for something? You try to do some trickery, some laterals? What do you do?
Well, it's kind of too late for the knee and just go into the half and let's talk about it. I mean, if you're at this point now, you've been throwing passes for the last 2 plays, I mean, might as well take a shot deep.
Gotta go for it. I would say the same exact thing. Havertz's gonna send a bunch of guys back. Sara, Rose, Kocher, Heinrichs will all play back. Sort of like a not quite a prevent, but they're gonna play pretty much a deep zone coverage and just try to hold them, try to contain them, not let anything pass that back line. I mean, they're actually gonna back everyone up, so they're gonna run sort of a prevent here. You see Julio linebacker.
Now, if you're Havertz, you cannot let this slip through.
Here we go. Kelly is going to air it up, looking to his left. He's rolling out to his left, and that ball just thrown. No good. Coach Host very happy about that one. He's jumping up and down with excitement. And that'll be 0.1 second. I'm sure they're just going to call it and not. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Doc, I wouldn't try to do anything with it here.
0.1 second. 0.1 second in a dream. You never know.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they pull out some trickery themselves, but it looks like coaches are putting their headsets back in the box, going in for halftime.
I'm sure the coach is just going to agree to. I mean, they are going to send the offense out there, which is Taylor will take this knee, and we'll go into halftime with the Fords up 13-0. We'll talk once the clock in about 0.1 of a second.
Coach Doc yelling at looks like he's yelling at Chase Russell. He's going to bring him off the field. Looks like may have been 12 men on the field. Pulls one off.
I can't imagine they do anything. They shouldn't do anything.
Coach Doherty is upset right now at Colin Corkery. Looks like he was supposed to be out there.
Now he's not.
Now he's not. Oh, now he's sending Leahy. Oh, no. He just threw his hat down. He is not happy at all.
And now they're sending guys. I mean, even with a 13-0 lead, Coach Doherty's gonna eat these guys out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. That was total confusion right there. I mean, it's one knee. How hard could it be? But really underestimate how hard one knee can be. As Coach Doc is young, get back in the locker room right now. He's going to try to get his guys hyped up for half 2.
He's going to let him hear it, though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're Haverford, you think you should be beating them by a lot more right now. There's been a few mistakes made, and Chichester has made a ton of mistakes. Basically, all of the reasons why they're being beat right now have been self-inflicted. It's tough. I mean, Kelly threw an interception. They just haven't been – a few drop balls. They just really haven't been executing.
As we have our HSM fan of the game. Fan of the game. Wow. Get the camera. Come on.
I'm sorry. It is a
you're not.
honor.
There he is. Here he is.
Hey, Brian, sit down here.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
Our fan of the game, Brian Heckler. Brian.
It is an
here, you
honor.
can use that mic.
It's an honor to be here.
Brian, you watched this first half. How do you feel?
It's great. I'm loving how the Fords are looking. The student section especially, we're electric tonight.
I was gonna ask, you guys feeling it? You guys
it's
hyping
great.
up? I mean, we don't have a great view of it here, but it looked popping. You guys were loud. We got Kevin Schindler. You can probably see him. He's loud and proud out there. What's the thing that's most impressive to you out there, Brian, from a spectator point of view?
I'm loving how our defense is looking. That interception was huge for the turn of the game, just increasing our lead even more. It's a fun game to watch.
I mean, you got 24 minutes of football left.
Oh, yeah.
You think they're going to pull it out?
Oh, I hope so. I don't see any reason. They can make some moves. They can make some drives down the field, but overall, I don't see why our defense can't hold them to keep it at 0.
I'm not sold on the Chichester offense either, but I mean, they've had some drives. We saw their first offensive possession. They drove all the way down the field. They couldn't convert in the end, but they were moving the ball. So it'll be very interesting to see. I do agree with you, Brian, that I think the Fords are the better team, and as of now, should pull this one out. But Brian, congrats again on being the fan of the game.
Yeah, roll Fords.
Roll Fords. Wow. Nick DiPaolo, any last words? We got 19 minutes.
If you're Haverford, you basically want to keep on keeping on. I mean, the defense has been impeccable, as it has been in the past few games, but offensively, you probably want to be beating them by a little bit more. And if you're Haverford, you're aiming to send the JV team in probably by the fourth quarter, I would say, because this Chichester team is they're beatable, and they're easily beatable. Should be probably rolling them right now. But if you're Chichester, you're not out of this game. It's 2 touchdowns and you're right back in. And we saw, I think, maybe under usage of Bazir Rice. We saw, or Bazir Reese,
Clay.
excuse me. And Hamza Clay. These 2 players, they're athletes. They're supposed to be filling the shoes of Quadir Blackwell, and it's not really happening right now. So I think they should probably start with the ground and pound game. Get Bazir Reese going again.
Yeah, I mean, the pass game might have worked at Pencrest, but Kelly is just not looking
Yeah.
accurate enough right now.
Something in the air,
For
something in
Selby.
the water. He is not playing great so far.
Ford's got to go out there in the second half, control the controllables, and they should walk into their first victory of the 2023 season. We will be back in about 12 to 15 minutes for live coverage of the second half. Connor Salvas and Nick DiPaolo. Joe McNicholas here in the booth. Havertz Sports Media. We will be back shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to live coverage of the second half of this football game. Again, 13-0 Haverford in front. We saw an interesting first half, to say the least.
Definitely. Yeah, Haverford probably should be out a little bit further in the lead than they are right now. Coach Doherty probably went in there, chewed his guys out a bit, said, we got to stop making these easy mistakes and keep going and try to bury this team. As for the defensive side of the ball, there isn't really much to talk about. I mean, shutout. Impeccable defense right there. Chichester's made a lot of mistakes, and Haverford has been the force of some of those. So defense, just keep doing exactly what you're doing.
And Chichester is going to get the ball to start up this second half. So if they could punch one in, it's definitely a different ball game than if they go 3 and out and Haverford can convert again. So this is a big drive. I mean, obviously, any kickoff is a big play, but this whole drive, this whole possession for Chichester is pretty critical.
Yeah,
it's the outcome.
It's important to come out there and actually make a statement second half. Make sure that you made a statement saying that you made the changes that you needed to, and we're back in this game.
We have
looks like Mike McGinley got a hand on him there. Mike McGinley tearing him down.
I apologize for that noise in the background. But we're back. We are all good, ready to go. 11:51, and my microphone is cutting out. I apologize about that. Shaky start to the broadcast, but the team looks to be doing all right. Good special teams. Stop.
Mr. Cena, if you're watching this right now, new cable for the mics would be appreciated.
Matt Brolick, Spencer Mark, fundraising. No, it's all love here. We're making the best of what we got.
Yeah.
Kelly, high snap. We'll go right to the run game. No gain. Coach Doherty very happy about that one.
Great stop there. Looks like Will Julio is going to be playing both sides of the ball again in the second half. He's earning the respect of some of the seniors. You see buddy coach or Charlie Turner go over, give him a high five. Good play, kid. That's exactly what you want to see.
2nd and 10, ball on the 26, 11:30 to go. Again, high snap. They'll go out. Oh, he's going to cut back inside. A great play. He's now going up the middle. There's Khalif Best with a big gain.
Yeah, and we talked about going into the half. We talked about Chichester making adjustments and trying to pound that rock a little bit more, get the run game going, and it looks like that's what they're trying to do. We talked about Bajir Reese, and it looks like they're going to opt for Khalif Best here in the backfield.
And I don't see Clay out there. Clay is on the sideline right now. Hamza Clay. He's a factor on defense, but me personally, I expected him to be more of make an impact more on the offensive side of things. They're just moving him up 20 yards.
15-yard penalty.
I'm not sure what the call was. Sportsmanlike conduct or late hit or something, but
Maybe a little bit of a face mask is what I would expect for something
big
like
help.
that.
Low snap, so Kelly will do it himself. Taken down a couple yards.
Looks like that's Jake Lasicki in there. Haven't seen him too much on the field, trying to make an impression here on Coach Doc.
Zeke Bates walks by once again. Definitely a player that the Fords miss seeing out there playing.
Yeah. But he's on to bigger and brighter things over at Malvern with his good pal Dylan Kreiser. They're both got some dreams, aspirations, playing college ball at the D1 level, and I hope it comes true for them. They're both really good kids.
Gotta wish them all the best. Again, Zeke was one of the kids in my class. Very nice kid. Very willing to talk about football. Learned a lot about the team. Learned a lot about him. So great kid. Screen pass left side. Right into Harris. Harris bouncing left. He's going to go up that sideline. Harris keep it on moving. Eventually pushed out by Rose. The ball, it looks like ball might have came out at some point, but it was already out of bounds.
Looks like a little bit of a late flag there. They may call it a late hit. Harris grabbing his back.
It looked to me, and I apologize.
Oh, and Harris is down.
We apologize that we don't have replays to show. Harris is down, but it looked to me like he was still in bounds when Rose pushed him out.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with the ball here. Not sure.
I mean, that's a bold call if they make that. I mean, he's hurt, though. He is down.
Looks like they made it.
He's actually going to get up.
Waiting for the referee's signal, but it could have been a
limping.
hold.
Looks like left knee, left leg, left ankle. That'd be a big loss.
Yeah,
He's
definitely
been a factor so far. Him and Reese.
Especially, he's been a nice foundation for Danny Kelly for the first 2 weeks of the season. Definitely don't want to see him go down. And it was a holding call. Okay, so holding on offensive line.
And
that's going to back him up 5.
If they were to call that a late hit, I would have had some questions. But it's the right call. It'll be it says down 9, but pretty sure that's not correct. So scoreboard operator will fix that. But it's 2:08 to go, and he breaks tackles. He didn't get up there pretty close. And it'll be 3rd and a couple here as the scoreboard operator fixes their error. 3rd and 3, ball's placed on the 34. They're going quick offense, no huddle. They're going to try to push forward.
Not the best plan.
I think he's short.
Definitely short, but I guess I could see the rationale there for that. Maybe do 2 QB sneaks in a row, make it instead of being at 3rd and 2, make it 4th and 1, and then 4th and 1, get a first down. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Probably from there, just trying to get the Ford's defense out of position.
Watch out for Khalif Best in the backfield if it doesn't go straight to Danny Kelly.
I think Kelly's going to take it himself. He's actually going to drop back and throw one low, but it's caught, I believe.
There he is. That's
By
Hamza Clay.
What do we say, Nick?
First impressions.
Low throw.
This is going to be his first reception of the game. Hamza Clay being a little bit underutilized here on the offensive side of the ball. Looks like they're going to get him involved.
And just like we feared would happen, Chichester is driving out. I mean, again, the first quarter was the same thing. Their first offensive possession, they drove down the field with authority.
Looks like good. We're seeing Jayon Harris. It looks like he's back on the field.
Khalif Best with that one. He'll get taken down, no yards. Second and maybe even a loss of 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, number 2, Jayon Harris on the far side of your screen, lined up a receiver. He looks like he's good to go.
That's good.
Might have been a little bit of a cramp.
Definitely a good sign. Never good to see players go down, especially at this level where a lot of these guys, I mean, there's scouts on the sideline. They get their highlight reel sent out. It's never good for a player, especially a junior or senior, to get their year cut short when they have aspirations of playing at a higher level. 2nd and 12, ball on the 25. Kelly fires quick. Robertson taken down.
Mike McGinley went flying there. Looks like that was number 56 on Chichester. Looks like that was Julian Marquez.
And that's the guy we said to watch out for on the O-line. The big guy, 6'2", 280 as a junior.
Absolutely
He's a force.
absolutely sent Mike McGinley flying. That's someone you never, ever see flying. Usually Mike McGinley's doing the hitting.
We saw him warm-ups. We said, who was that guy pancaking guys in practice against your own team? We said, oh, it's Mike McGinley. Who else? 3rd and 9. Ball on the 22. 8:33 to go in the 3rd. Good snap. He's looking left. Quick throw and a quick hit. Best is sent down to the ground, and it'll be a 4th and a 1. Oh, and he's down. They're calling for a trainer. He hit him, but he fell immediately. Both. And
It's
trainer
like Jimmy Forsara.
Brendan's sprinting out there.
Big shout out to our trainers, Brendan and Dave. They've been here for the past few years. Looks like they've kind of found a home here.
And that is, they instantly called for trainers.
Yeah, and if you're Hadford, you got to take a breath, kind of reorganize. We'll see what happens here. We were talking about Dominic Norandini. See if maybe they'll try to boot one here. I mean, it doesn't maybe look too far out of his range.
They claim they got no yards, so it's going to be a 4th and 9. Ball is still placed on the 22. So this would be a bit of a boot here for Nardini, but it's not out of his range. It's a 39-yard field goal, so definitely possible. Fusara's everything here. He's going to get
back up. I think it's going to be a dislocated shoulder. He's hanging that one arm down a bit.
Left arm, or right arm. Excuse me.
Right arm. Yeah.
But he'll get up under his own 2 feet, so that's always a good sign. I'm not sure if he'll probably come to the trainer. Oh, he's going to grab his helmet with that right
Looks like
arm.
he's all right. Okay.
Maybe calf strain or something.
He is holding that out. Maybe they popped it back in already. Who knows? But hopefully we'll see him back out on the field.
Kelly and the Eagles going for it on 4th and 9. Kelly looking to his right, now to his left. No good. Incomplete pass. Turnover on downs. Great defense by the
Owen
Fords.
Morris.
Owen Morris and Jake Knapp out there making plays.
Secondary stepping up here. Like we said, defense, just keep doing exactly what you're doing. Keep shutting them out. Now Haverford's got it offense in their own zone.
Yeah, I'm highly questioning Danny Kelly's playmaking ability. It's what I'm seeing here is a lot of similarities to Tommy Wright and what we've seen the past couple years. Similar body and similar decision making. I think Tommy Wright is better than what we see here, but I think they are very similar players. I don't know if you see the same thing.
Definitely same archetype.
Absolutely. And a huge run. He just kept going forward. Should be a first down on the first down.
Will Julia, once again, his dad's barking at him, Mr. Julia. Coach Julia, as the players know him, barking.
Big play. I mean, on first down, you're going to go move the ball 10, 11 yards. Under 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Still a lot of football to be played. Chichester can't count themselves out. They played pretty overall fundamental defense so far. And it looks like Fusaro is getting some action on his neck. So you don't want head, neck, spinal injuries. But we'll keep an eye on him. But he is getting his neck or head here fixed or something, reset. Again,
Maybe a few stretches. I mean, if it was a dislocated shoulder, it looks like it popped back in and he's all right now. Stretching out his neck. He's walking. Don't want to scare any parents out here. He does look 100% okay on the sideline. Maybe not. Maybe won't go back in, but he's moving.
his right shoulder looks to be all right. And good call. A good diagnosis from up here, Nick.
Definitely.
Seeing that was pretty impressive. 2nd and 6. Ball on their own 37. 7:06 to go. Both teams 3 timeouts. Haverford up 13-0. Quick handoff once again. They're going to keep on pushing forward. Eventually taken down. Gain of about 4 or 5, Nate Shoemaker.
This is where it starts to set in for the offensive line. The reality that if you're playing both sides of the ball, you still have a long game to go and you are tired. And that's all about that those last few reps in conditioning, those last 1-2 back and forth, 40-yarders, whatever, sprints, whatever you do for conditioning, that's where those become a factor here because they're probably feeling it right now. But can they push through is the question.
So one of the good things about playing them in these later fall games rather than the early summer like we're in right now is the heat.
Oh, yeah.
It plays a pretty big factor for these guys. So as we get later in the season, it's darker earlier and it's cooler, and it definitely can impact how they play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is. When I rolled up here, it was scorching. Obviously, I mean, I drive an all black car, but so that's probably cooking like a convection oven all day. So that's probably why it's scorching hot. But even just out there, it almost feels like you're being covered in a sheet of just heat, and it's tough out there, and especially on these players. It gets cooler during the night, but still.
And at 4th and 2, we say AJ Green, the 5'10", 270-pound senior. He's out there trying to make the stop, but the Fords will get the first. But again, he is a guy to look out for. AJ Green, number 55. He's a big guy on that line.
Yeah. I think a big reason why we haven't seen too much from Buddy Kocher on the receiving end, well, one, it's the game plan of Haverford. It looks like they're just doing ground and pound. But also, we've seen Hamza Clay cover him all night. He's been following number 1.
And I mean, that's when you have 1 or 2 of these key defenders. That's something that you're going to shut down your top receiver. They're going to line him up, and it'll be very, very successful. As Taylor's going to break through tackles. Taylor up the middle at the 20, the 10. Taylor, he's in for a touchdown.
Boom!
Liam Taylor from the other side of the 50. He's got 2 Chichester players down. They got to work on their conditioning, but Taylor will take it easily. 19-0.
Liam Taylor. We were talking about how most of their install this week were these read option plays where they were trying to get Taylor to move. Last week didn't do it too much. This week, Liam Taylor is moving.
And it does look like there are some Eagles down on the field.
Yeah, that may not be conditioning related. Could just be a serious injury. But other than that, looking away, Haverford next week, Garnet Valley. That's going to be a tough one. They have been a powerhouse of the Central League for probably the last 5 years, I would say. They run a similar. They're basically the originators of the Haverford playbook now, with that ground and pound. But they have ran it seriously. Back 2 years ago, Sean Reynolds was probably the pinnacle of their offense. Navy commit. He's playing at Navy. He was an absolute force to be reckoned with in that wing T set. Just incredible athlete. They don't have anywhere close to what Reynolds was now. But we'll definitely be able to see some discipline that they instill over there at Garnet.
Hey, that's a Thursday night game. Next Thursday night, I mean, come on, you gotta watch that instead of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they got the Thursday night next week, but you gotta watch the Fours in Garnet Valley. It's a better game.
Of course.
We got the Birds on Sunday.
Yeah. New England Patriots.
Start of the season. The Patriots are honoring Brady or something, but I still got the Birds.
Oh yeah, all day.
And it looks like it was just a right calf. It looks like they're stretching. Maybe I think it was his right leg, definitely.
As they sort of shovel him off the field, and it's going to be
they'll be going for the extra
point time. Yeah. Ryan Corbett. See if he can boot one through here. He's missed one. He's 1 for 2 today. 50%, 50-50 shot. If I was a betting man, I'd say that Corbett is going to nail this one.
Calling his shot. So we hope that he's all right.
It's going to be interesting to see Coach Doc's plan going into this fourth quarter. Is he going to call it quits towards the end of the first quarter, kind of try to get some JV kids some time? Or is he going to keep the varsity in all day? We'll see. But at this point, it's looking a little bleak for Chichester. Not over. Definitely not over, but a little bleak.
Flag's thrown. 5:14 to go in the third quarter if you're just now joining us. It is 19-0, and
Looks like they're going to be
against Chichester, so they're going to send the possibly the 2-point unit out there.
Coach Doc trying to pull an IQ move on him here. Got that 1 yard, increases your chances.
I can't tell.
I've heard Coach Doc's a little bit of a brainiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like he focused on academics in his high school career. But
Amazing.
now he's out here coaching football.
And teaching. Psychology and whatever else.
Yeah.
Smart guy right up the gut. And
He was originally at the middle school.
Now he's out
Teaching
here.
6th grade math. Now he's over here. Wanted to be closer to the players, so he got a job at the high school.
And as you say that, the Brainiac himself draws up a nice north to south right up the middle. It'll be a 21-0 game here as we enter just about under 5 minutes left in quarter number 3.
I mean, if you're Chichester here, this is the drive or it's over. I mean, because let's say you give the ball back to Haverford, there's a high chance with the momentum they have right now that they're going to punch one in. So Chichester really needs to kind of swing the pendulum back in their favor, per se.
Yeah, if you don't see a Chichester Eagle touchdown or at least points on the board here, it's getting slowly but surely out of control.
Looks like Corbett, they're going to send him back out there. We heard last week some whispers of Chase Russell kind of nailing the ball through the uprights, but it looks like it's going to be all Corbett.
We'll see Corbett kick this one away. And they got Reese and Clay. I mean, they got quite the interesting formation. They got 4 guys out there, I guess. It'll go to Reese. Kind of a line drive. Kicks off him. He'll gain possession at about the 15. He's going to take a lot. Very speedy guy. Agile. Take it. He'll be taken. Now he's still up. And he's still going. Reese up the left sideline. I thought he was taken down, but he's so shifty. He's going to keep going. Corbett, the kicker himself, makes the hit, but he goes away across the 50. And any small momentum they needed, they're going to get.
Wow. Bazir Reese. They thought he was down. I agree. I don't think his knee touched the ground, and he just shot up the field. I mean, you just showcasing his speed. Bazir Reese, as it looks like he is down on the Chichester sideline. Hopefully he's okay. And interesting, Coach Craig talked a lot about conditioning, but it looks like a lot of these kids are cramping up. The past 2 or 3 injuries for Chichester have been cramps. Like they're going to stretch him out right now. It's been tough. I mean, if you say your number one priority is conditioning, you probably shouldn't be having these cramps out here.
Yeah, the quote here is, I learned a lot by working at all those programs in regard to his stints at Glen Mills, really Haverford School, and Newman Goretti. He says, off-season conditioning is huge. All the successful programs really don't end. A new season starts in January with a new sense of maturity. There's competition. You have to test the kids. Even having the younger kids see the older kids go at it in the weight room, you want them to feel like they're a part of it. It's one thing for them to listen at the coaches, but it's another to see their older peers putting in the work, listening to the coaches, and working them to get better. So he says a lot of it off the field impacts what's on the field. His motto is the standard is the standard. So he seems to be trying to set a standard here at his first year at Chichester. You know, he already tied his win total of last season, so he's equal to their coach last season.
Yep. Good job, Coach.
Short run up the middle. We'll get a little to no yards.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming into Chichester, to be 100% honest with you, there isn't that high of a ceiling because they've already at it now. They're just trying to put a few more wins on the board, and they're capable of doing that. But it's tough when you're a 5A team and you walk in, you're playing 3 Central League teams the first 3 weeks. I mean,
it's tough, and they got some more, I believe, coming up in their schedule.
Yeah, Central League, they're one of the premier leagues in the southeastern Pennsylvania area.
Kelly's dropping back. Flags thrown from all over. That ball over the middle. No good. Bounced short, but there's 2 flags, one on each side of the field.
Jake Lasicki again making an impact on the play. Looks like Coach Eldock swinging in his direction here.
Chichester after tonight.
Looks like it's going to be false start on Chichester. Declined by Coach Eldock.
Yeah, definitely the right decision to decline that. After tonight, they go at Academy Park, and then they go Chestmont. They go at Westchester Ruston. And they go Unionville Interborough. They play their league games. At Penwood, then they play their big rival, Chester. That's always a fun one to hear about, especially with some of the players Chester has this year. At Bishop Shanahan, and they wrap up their season on Thanksgiving, the classic Sun Valley North League game. So, they play a lot of different schools. So it's very interesting to see
They're all over the place.
how this team schedules. It's very interesting to see. 3rd and 8, Bowling at 28, 4:19 to go. Both teams still full. And as I say that, I think Chichester, they'll take their first time out.
Yeah, Coach Craig and Coach Aldock are not too happy about that right now. There's something about it. I don't know, man. Coach Aldock, always upset. Looks like he's a guy who's never content, always wanting to move forward.
No,
That's a big key, kind of trait of his, always moving forward.
Gotta love that mentality. Even though you're up 21-0, there's things to work on. We're not perfect. There's always things to work on. I love that mentality. Yeah, the Fords. After tonight's matchup, we said next Thursday night at Garnet Valley. It's a big game.
Big game, especially going into their house. That stadium is not easy to play in.
Mo.
Yep, Mo Frank.
And, Garnet Valley came into the Nog last year, and Haverford performed well in that first half. It was like a one-score game or whatever it was. After Garnet Valley, they're home at Pencrest, home at Marple Newtown, home at Lower Merion. So we're back-to-back-to-back live broadcast.
That is going to be a fun one.
And then October 28th, you guys have a special treat. We're at Strathaven, but we're broadcasting. We got permission. So you got 4 broadcasts in a row other than at Ridley, and they wrap up Thanksgiving Upper Darby. Kelly, he'll take it himself. No one was open. He'll be short. So, quite the schedule for the Fords. Garnet Valley is going to be a tough game. Pencrest is a very winnable game. But now you can look at mutual opponents because Pencrest crushed this Chichester team.
And it's going to be tough. That Pencrest team is not anywhere like they were last year. Usually they're like a 1-win or no-win team, but this year, something about them. Looks like, I think, Nico Tozy, they were talking about at quarterback. He was making an impact. But the game I'm really interested to see is that Marple Newtown game and that Strathaven game. Those are the top tier of the Central League. And it's going to be interesting to see where Haverford stacks up.
4th and 4. Kelly looking left. Behind him. No good. Turnover on downs.
And now it is looking very, very bleak. And it looks like they're already starting to work in some of the young guys that we see. Chase Russell's been out there a lot. We've seen Jake Lasicki out there a lot. It's going to be interesting to see when Doc sort of flips the switch and says, all right, starters, let's take a seat on the sideline.
And apparently Haverford and Marple Newtown have some it's definitely a rival.
Oh, yeah.
There's some chippiness between the two schools. They did not play last year. Apparently Marple refused to schedule. It was a whole thing.
The year before, that was a chippy game. That was a very intense game. I was there on the sidelines for that one. It was tough.
So it should be a very fun one to watch. And then
especially with Brian Box. As a sophomore, he was saucing up some of Haverford's guys. And he's just a great player.
And then at Strathaven's going to be a tough place to play as well. Taylor once again, he's going to get 11, 12, still moving yards, 15 yards, 16.
Liam Taylor. What more can you ask for? In a running, in the sense of a ball carrier, he's just been great.
And more Eagles are on the ground. That's Aaron Martin this time. And then at Ridley, Ridley's a great team. You lost Powell, you lost Tubby, you lost Heller, but it's still they still have Kaheem Powell, a new quarterback, but that's still a very good team and a tough place to play. So at Ridley, it'll be a tough game for the Fords. But if that's a game that could come down to seeding in the playoffs. Yep. So you can't count them out. It'll be a fun one to watch.
But yeah, back in that 2021 season, I'd say out of all the away games that I went to as a JV player on Haverford, Ridley was the hardest. Those guys go hard, especially in their student section. They were lighting flares. It was a whole thing. We were getting shoot out in the locker room, and then shoot out as the second we walked out. Their fans surrounding our locker room yelling at us as we walked out. They love their football over there, and it's just as simple as that.
As I believe there's a timeout. I'm not sure if it's injury timeout, but Chichester will take the timeout after that, so they'll be down to 2 timeouts.
If you're Chichester here, it's 21-0. You're really in a tough spot as if you're head coach Chris Craig, because there is a high chance you're going to drop this one, but it's not technically over yet. you still have another fourth quarter to play, so you still have to kind of stick it in there with your starters.
Yeah, we've seen a lot crazier things before. Taylor's going to do it himself again. He finds another hole. He's going to keep on going. Could he do it again? He has Reese on his back in another huge game. This is getting unreal.
Same play there. It looked like a little bit of a guard. Looks like whoever was at guard there, maybe Alex Clee pulled over, took out that D end, and Liam Taylor straight up the middle. That was a design run for him.
I wonder if they could punch one in here and you get into the fourth quarter, what they do. Did they throw Jake Knapp? Did they throw Kilpatrick out there? Or they keep Taylor, and again, it's his first. He's looking to get his first varsity start and win. So you throw him out there and get the experience, especially going into Garnet Valley next week.
Yeah. Garnet Valley, especially if you're the age of Liam Taylor, going into Garnet Valley is going to be tough.
Yeah, it's a scary place to play for anyone. You ask Tommy, right? He played in as a junior, but Shoemaker goes outside. He cuts it. He's still going for it. I mean, Chichester's just not making tackles.
Yeah, it's tough. It almost looked like they got a little bit of a broken spirit syndrome. They just looks like their heart's not in it.
2:30 to go, and the route seems to be on. I don't want to speak too soon, but Haverford is up 21-0, knocking on the door of punching in another one, and there's still 14 minutes of football to play. So, and it looks like for the first time all season, we might have post-game interviews up here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've missed it. I missed it last year. A couple of games we broadcasted were wins. I'm excited for Thanksgiving this year as well.
Oh yeah. Third year in a row. It looks like their plan is to keep the same tradition with the every year.
Taylor's still moving forward, and he's in for another touchdown. His second of the game. Taylor punches in again.
Absolutely dominant by Liam Taylor. Looks like that's probably going to be his second or third rushing touchdown, Connor. I mean,
I believe it's actually his third.
Yeah. I think so. I think we weren't live when we saw the first one. That was the first score of the game. No, Shu had the first one of the game, correct? I think so. We're going to check our stat sheet here. Thanks to the HSM statisticians. Shout out to Jack Keaveney. He's been grinding out.
Jack Keaveney.
Grinding it out over there in the booth next to us. But regardless of whether it's 2 or 3, Liam Taylor has been a complete ball carrier.
Yeah.
Just pounding it out. As we look in the stands here, looks like we got a little bit of the youth team, Haverford Township youth team walking around, trying to get future of the Fords, trying to get a little snapshot of what they may be in the next 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, extra point there, no good. So 27, nothing instead of 28.
Yeah, Corbett not a fan of kicking. Heard that from himself. But super nice kid.
I might have to intervene. I might have to go knock on Mr. Doherty's door, say, Coach Dyer, I can kick a ball. You know, take me out of the booth, put me in there, Coach. 1:53 to go in the third quarter. We still got a lot of football to play, and this game is getting close to far from over.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what Chichester does on offense. Will they surrender, wave the white flag, put their sophomores in?
Good return, and Chichester is out. He's still running up there. I mean, Chichester, he's going up. Corbett makes the hit again. I mean, thank God for Corbett. That is Hamza Clay out there. But Ryan Corbett, that's his second one now.
Second tackle, and then if he didn't, he is the last line of defense, and he's made that clutch play twice.
That's the one thing Chichester's done very well. And what I meant to bring up pregame is they did well against Pencrest as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Haverford covering. They looked great in the first half, but second half it's sort of just they're sort of losing it. I mean, and it's hard to stay focused when you're up 27-0. You're kind of like, all right, let's wrap this up. I've been here since 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. Let's go home. But you still have to stay locked in.
Kelly and the Eagles offense are going to go to the air here. And I feel like they have to go air raid soon enough. Fires a screen pass there to Christian Craig.
Potentially the son of head coach Chris Craig. Who knows, though? Maybe not.
Could be unrelated. But same last name. So you never know. That's about 3 yards. 2nd and 6. 4 yards.
It's interesting. We saw that dynamic where that father, coach, son, player thing with Mike Powell and his father. He was still the defensive coordinator for Haverford, decided to stay on after his son graduated. And it's an interesting dynamic to see how that plays out throughout a season.
High snap, but he'll complete the pass to Craig once again. And they'll get 2 more yards. Coach Gravy is not happy, telling him, get in there. Stop letting up. 3rd and 4. Ball placed on the 44-yard line, excuse me.
Looks like we did see a few changes on defense now. Looks like Jake Knapp's in the game. Jake Lisicki, he's been on there for a few drives, but he's back in there. Bennett Oreo, interior D-line, D-tackle. He's in there. And then Charlie Turner's going to be in there at end. So they did make a few changes, take some of their seniors out.
He's airing it out once again. A great pass in traffic. To
Hamza
who else?
Clay. That was a disgusting one-hand catch.
And a big play in traffic. That's an impressive throw. That's a throw that, again, you saw Tommy Wright make a lot last year. A little slant in the coverage. He's going to go again in the air. That one's way behind.
Ooh, Owen Rose.
Dangerland.
Owen Rose almost had that one. Looked like it went right through his hands. Slipped through. That's a dangerous pass if you're going to, especially if you're going to throw that one on a line. Definitely probably want to make it a little bit loopier at least. And targeting Hamza Clay again. Been targeting the past 3 passing plays. I mean, if you're Danny Kelly, you might want to switch it up. It's going to be interesting to see if when the game starts to basically be over before the clock runs down, if we get to see Elijah Shahadi throw the ball around. I mean, he looked great in warm-ups. Tight spiral, strong arm. And most likely, check here. Yeah, looks like he's only a 10th grader. So he's probably going to be the future of that Chichester team.
Snap fake. Tries to get outside. No, sir.
Looks like that was the correct read. Jake Lisicki did fly towards the running back, but he had enough speed. Danny Kelly really wasn't getting on his high horse.
I mean, for all you guys watching, assuming Haverford could pull this one out, as that's the end of the 3rd quarter and they're up 27-0, let us know in the chat who you guys want. Who do you guys want for interviews? We have access to it. So they can pull it out. Who do you guys want to hear from? Liam Taylor. You could hear from Nate Shoemaker. Let us know who you guys want, and we'll do our best to get him up here for you guys.
Yeah, who are the Ford faithful?
Use that live chat and let us know.
Looks like on the sideline throwing up the 4s. It is 4th quarter. That's been a tradition for a while here to have for throwing up the 4s at the 4th quarter.
Comment. Liam Taylor looking like Jalen Hurts out there. That's a great observation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, him carrying the ball tonight has been absolutely insane. I mean, he's just been basically the Achilles heel of the Chichester defense.
Another comment. We want Liam Taylor in the booth. So it looks like he's the...
So we got a little bit of a consensus here.
I think we can make that happen for you guys. Owen Rose Island. We can make that happen as well.
This could get dangerous quick.
We appreciate all you guys.
Yeah, anybody who's tuning in, thank you. We love doing this, and we won't be able to do it without you guys.
For their support, constant support. Kelly, I'm not sure who that was aimed.
Fasaro just like slipped right under him, almost had a pick there. Interesting. They did make those changes on defense, but still keeping Nate Schuin, captain of the team, 1 of 4. Nate Shoemaker, buddy coach Keith Heinrichs, among a few of the captains on Haverford, the senior leaders.
4th and 10. I mean, any small hope that the Chichester Eagles had is slowly diminishing. 3-step drop back, steps up in a collapsing pocket, and a pass.
Yeah, that was
not sure who it was intended for or what it was doing, but it was incomplete.
Definitely a lot more than off target on that throw.
A duck up there, shot in the air, and it'll fall down to earth with no Eagles in the area.
Here comes Liam Taylor. Same starters. Interesting.
I mean, he just, again, they're looking to get their first win of the season. They want to get these guys experience, and I think that's a pretty fair way to go about
definitely a fair judgment. But if you're Chichester here, it looks like you're checking in a few of your lesser-known guys, I would say. Yeah, number 81, Grant Whartonby, checking in there at linebacker. Or, excuse me, edge rusher.
Whistle's blown. Not sure what the call was. Looks like both sidelines are looking at both sidelines. Someone I've seen out there a lot, but hasn't made a big impact for Chichester. Chase Brown, the 5'8", 165 junior. Number 6. He's kind of just been hanging out.
Yeah,
He
junior.
seems to still be pretty fast.
Definitely. It looks like he's going to be up at high safety. Interesting.
Taylor, he's going to do it again. He's going to go up the middle. He now goes right. Taylor's still on his feet.
And right by Chase Brown.
I think the decision is made. Leon Taylor will be in the booth post-game because a lot of questions to ask him. There's going to be complaining about, that's Walter Jones IV.
Looks like, Liam Taylor just caught a bit of a second win in the second half and just chugging through.
I'm not sure what Walter Jones is complaining about, but he was up in the ref's face. Luckily, his teammate pulled him away before it got disastrous.
Yeah, and at this point, if you're Chichester, why get chippy? You're down 27-0. It's a lost cause at this point. As we've seen a few after the play shoves, it's just something you probably shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, there's no need to do it. It's not like it's a one.
And it's not like there isn't a rationale for it. You're probably frustrated with yourself, with the team. You're down probably a big margin to a team that you probably went in this week with your coach hyping you up, thinking that you can win. But Haverford really humbled them tonight, and you're probably angry about that.
And it's I apologize. It's not Tyler. There's an injured Eagle. I did not see him. He was on the far left. It was Ty Birch. Ty Birch, the 6'4", 210 junior, DN. Unfortunately, it looks like he's walking off on his own weight, but he was hurt there. As we have 11:35 to go. That was about 25 seconds into quarter 4. 1st and 10. Ball is on the 33-yard line. And
it's interesting to see. Looks like Nate Shoemaker's going to stay in the game. Will Hoya stay in the game?
there's got to come a point. You want them to get experience, yes, but you don't want them to be injured.
Of course. We've seen some of the injuries out here, especially on Chichester's side of the ball. Granted, a lot of them were cramps, but some of them weren't. And you definitely don't want that to happen to your starters, who may be important when it comes down to playoff time at the end of the year.
You still got Dominic Nardini over there on the far sideline warming up his kicks. Not sure his leg will be used the rest of the game unless they can punch it in. But we've seen him struggle a little bit, so we'll see if he'll get some more playing time.
Looks like Corb is going to be checked out here, or maybe just conversating with Coach Doc. No, checked out. We checked out for the play. Looks like he's getting a mouthful.
He's getting chewed out.
Yeah, Coach Doc never satisfied here. If they're winning by 27, he thinks they should be winning by 40.
Never perfect. Got to keep improving. 1st and 10, ball on the 33, 11:35. What are we waiting for? It's been this for 2 minutes.
Coach Doc, obviously not happy.
Chichester's not set. I really don't know what the call is.
Come on now. Referee's got dinner with the wife. Or husband. We accept everybody over here at HSM.
So I guess we're going to take a quick break until they sort this out. And we'll be back shortly. Haverford Sports Media broadcast. And we're back as they're just moving the ball up 15 yards. We don't know the call. Ms. Young in the PA booth doesn't know the call.
Yeah, no idea what that was for.
Again, I said that Walter Jones was saying something. Maybe they made a late unsportsmanlike conduct or something, but call was made. Julia's in action.
Right up the middle. Mike McGinley Still taking care of business over there, pushing looks like this number 81, Grady Wardenby, all the way over to the sideline. And there goes Wardenby out of the game. So Mike McGinley, obviously humbling kids out here.
2nd and 9. Ball is now placed on the 17. We have 10:50 to go. He's going to keep it. Taylor going up the right. Big hit. He's got
What
4
vision.
men on him.
What vision. Liam Taylor tried to cut it all the way back, and there was an open lane there if he was quick enough to get it. But not many running backs have that ball carrier vision.
That's a good sign, especially if he can start to mature his arm a little bit more as the season goes on, and he gets older and older, and his team's got a lot of potential in the next couple
Definitely.
of years.
Yeah, he's got quick feet too. My dad used to say tiptoeing through the tulips. That high step in it.
Shout out Mr. DePaulo. If you're watching, or we appreciate that because I like that. Taylor going back left. He's gonna get stuffed and he'll try to bounce out once again, but it's no success.
Looks like he's gonna flip that over the 4th down. Flag on the play once again, getting a little bit chippy. It's what we were talking about. Looks like he's gonna call that one on
Might
Haverford
be
as
the
the
forwards,
offense starts
yeah.
to back up.
I'm sure. Oh, it's first and goal.
Yeah, Chichester kind of just battling through the end. Will Bronson slapping himself in the helmet saying, man, we should have done better. Like this, we didn't really expect that Haverford was going to come out here and play a game like this.
And the halftime was, 13? Oh, and they're backing up again. So it was a holding call of some sorts.
Looks like backing up a lot. Got to question the officiating crew here in this game. I mean, we've seen a lot. Not too visible about the calls, and usually if we don't pick up the call, Miss Young in the PA booth would pick up the call as well. But she hasn't been picking up too many of the calls either, and she's been doing this for a while. I mean, Miss
Yeah.
Young.
Shout
Shout out to Miss Young. Yeah.
But they're doing their job. We're doing ours, and hasn't impacted the game too much. It's a bit of a blowout. There's still highlights and lowlights to cover here. So.
Oh, of course.
10 minutes of football left here at AG Cornog Field.
Lights are bright on this field.
Lights are bright. Students are loud, and who knows? Maybe you see a little storming of the field today. First win of the season. Who knows?
Who knows?
Taylor himself, no gain.
Look at that. I love that sportsmanship. Who's that? Number 80 of Chichester. Looks like that's going to be... Looks like we don't have him on our roster. But number 80 on Chichester. If whoever's that is, parents watching out there, great job. Just picked up Liam Taylor. Like, that is sportsmanship. That's...
Game respects game.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Love that.
2nd and 9. They said 1st and goal, and I'm not sure. Again, some questionable decision making. Good play, fakes the handoff, pitches out wide to Julio. Julio's going up the sideline, trying to cut back in. Again, 6 guys on his back. Now take him down.
And Coach Graby is barking a few orders. Looks like he's not done yet. He still wants more out of this victory. He wants a bigger statement.
And Fusaro is back in the game. You see number 4 out there.
Yeah, Jerry Fazard.
Hopefully he'll.
Hopefully he's all right. Which, I mean, judging by
I'm
running around.
I'm not quite sure why he's in the game. Again, he's gonna come out here. He hurt himself. It's 27-0 with 8 minutes left. You don't need him out there.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Protecting and saving his own health and arm, but just experience. 3rd and 9, ball on the 21. Heinrichs in motion. He'll get the pitch. He's looking in. He'll cut, lowers the shoulder. Good hit there by Chichester. Cannot see the number. Number 13, possibly?
Will Bronson. Interesting coaching dynamic on this Haverford sideline. You got Coach Aldock yelling. You got Grabius yelling at his guys on the O-line, D-line. But Coach Julia staying chill through it all. I remember when he was my coach back sophomore year, one of the players in the stretch line asked, do you know if Julia does anything to head coach Aldock? And Aldock was like, you know what? I know something about Julia. Julio loves movies. He is a big movie guy. Second you start mentioning movies, he'll chat you up like no tomorrow.
Nick, what's your favorite football movie?
Football movie? Ooh, I don't know about that. I think
Putting you on the spot.
Friday Night Lights is a shout. Book's great too, but I think I would have to go with the classic Rudy.
Taylor's gonna air it out to Heinrichs. No flag, questionable, but it's good defense.
Yeah.
Say here.
No flag?
Looks like we have our tech guy, Joe McNicholas, with an opinion. Joe, favorite football movie?
Got to go with The Blind Side.
Blind Side.
Remember
Great
the
movie.
Titans.
What about
Remember the Titans. How did that slip my mind?
the news that came out about the Blind Side a couple weeks back? It's
It's unfortunate.
yeah.
Still a work of cinematography, though. I mean, come
the
on.
movie was just
Great. I don't know.
impeccable.
Yeah, football movies may not be my forte. I'm a big baseball movie guy.
Sandlot.
Field
I mean,
of
The
Dreams,
Sandlot
man.
is a classic.
Definitely a
It
classic.
was a great movie.
Field of Dreams. That is my
Moneyball.
all-time favorite.
Moneyball's a good movie as well. I saw that for the first time a couple months back.
Nice. Yeah, Moneyball is a good movie.
First and 10 here for the Eagles. Ball is on the 18. Kelly's probably going to look to go to the air. Quick screen pass. Pushing forward, falling out of bounds is Derek Robertson. He's made an impact on both sides of the field today as well.
If you're Academy Park here and you're looking at your matchup for next week, you got to look at the film and say, this playbook isn't too open. You see they have a few weapons and they're underutilizing Hamza Clay. Don't have to worry about him too much. And you say that Kelly really doesn't have that much of an arm unless he's throwing a screen pass. So basically you can commit your front seven to the run game.
And the Academy Park.
Definitely struggled last week against Coatesville.
Yeah, they lost 48-0 versus Coatesville, but they won week 1 versus Unionville. So I mean that's they're in the Del Val League, so they play some different schools that you won't see the Fords play, but they got the Haverford school tomorrow.
Oh,
tomorrow afternoon.
jeez.
So and then
That's going to be a tough game.
they got Chichester on Friday, and then they go Great Valley, and then they play the rest of the Chestnut schools, Avon Grove, the East, Interborough. So we're talking about all these schools, but what you have to focus on now is getting through the Haverford school and one of the top schools in
Yeah.
the state.
Oh, yeah, they're great. I mean, shout out to Thomas Barr, offensive tackle for Haverford School. Absolute demon on the field. Love to see that kid play. He's been dominating the football field since he was in single-digit age. I mean, kid is just pure football.
2nd and 8, 5:59 to go. Oh, good step back, and he's going up in a collapsing pocket, and he connects way down the field. Falling forward is who else? Hamza Clay. I didn't think he was going to get it past those two defenders.
Inches from the defender's hands, but Kelly steps up in the pocket. That is so uncharacteristic of what we see in all game.
They got the Snack Shack guys coming up here trying to sell food. I'll take one. Great play there by Danny Kelly. And a huge connection, and Chichester is now knocking on the door to put some points on the board. We're going to take a quick break to try to, after this offensive possession, Chichester is going to score likely soon. We're going to, it looks like Nick DePaul is going to try out and try to wave him over, try to hail the taxi and get some food up here. Oh, they're not free. No gimmies. No give me outies here.
Nope. Everything costs something in this country, folks.
2nd and 4. Ball is on the 4. So I guess it's a 2nd and goal. 5 minutes to go. Danny Kelly. A fake handoff and a wide open receiver. A great play call. Almost overthrown, but it'll be a walk-in touchdown for Derek Robertson. And the Eagles put their first points on the board in this game. And it looks like they're going to roll in the next week with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah. Not a total loss here. They avoided the shutout. That's actually pretty important, especially going to the locker room. It kind of gives a bad vibe. You get shut out, you just feel completely defeated. But now it's like, okay, there's something to work with here.
I feel completely defeated that the food isn't free, Nick.
Yeah, that's tough. I thought my eyes got wide. They got big. And, yeah.
Danny Kelly going for 2, and the rest of the offense, they're pushing forward. Kelly says he got it. Referee's running in. They got it. So it'll be 27-17 8 with 4 minutes to go. They're going to just, I assume Haverford's going to run this ball away and milk the clock down to the first victory in the 2023 football season.
Yep, Haverford High School. That would bring their record to 1-2. Lost first 2 weeks. Pick up a win here. It's good to at least pick up a win, especially when you're going into a team against like Garnet Valley next week.
Don't sleep on the Fords, though.
Definitely don't sleep on the Fords. You never know. I mean, I've seen some Fords make some incredible plays in that stadium. Mo to Frank.
Jaguars, you're on upset alert. Book it.
Upset alert for the Jaguars.
This game somehow feels like it's getting slower.
Oh, yeah, definitely. A little bit
Taking longer to place the balls down and in the right spot.
Someone's got an I believe that we will win chant over there. Looks like that's a student chant.
I
Oh, at
have
least
a
they're
feeling.
still electrified over there.
I do have a feeling that I do believe Haverford should pull this one out. And I'm sure you'll hear the Start the Buses chant soon enough.
That one's always a fun one. Start the buses. If you any of you guys grew up in Havertown or you're a parent of a kid who grew up in Havertown, you know about the old park rivalries for summer camp, Paddock, Coopertown, Hilltop. That was always the chant, start the buses in that dodgeball game. Those are core memories right there.
I was a veterans.
Veterans?
I was, yeah. Oh, and that kick was going to go out of bounds, but Ford just decided to fall on it. Yeah, I was a veterans camp kid.
Yeah, I was a Paddock guy.
And then actually I was Grange for most of it.
Range,
I did have a
ooh.
couple
That's a little rough, not gonna lie.
Grange is for all you guys listening now. The Grange camp was I think the best place to be.
Paddock Camp is the reputable source to send your kids.
See, even though we're now seniors in high school, the rivalry still it's still
Oh,
it's
it's
still
still
on. You
alive.
can ask a lot of people around the school, what camp was it, and you'll get some. You'll
I'll
get some
always
arguments.
remember. Fun times, fun times.
Always. The Fords with the offensive possession. Sub 5 minutes, 4:52. Chichester with 2 timeouts.
Looks like Charlie Turner walking on the sideline, talking to assistant coach Clay Warnick about the game tonight.
And
I wonder-
Taylor is gonna. I mean, Taylor has been doing this all day with such success, and the ball is out. Taylor, it looks like falls on it, but I don't want to speak too soon about this team's victory. But Taylor falls on it. I mean, he's got to have how many yards rushing now? Our stat
Oh.
sheet's not reloading, so we apologize that we don't have the proper number for that. But he's got to have. I mean, we could check real quick with our statisticians. So statisticians don't they say at least 130. We got Jack
Yeah,
Keavney.
Jake Keavney.
Jack Keavney on stats. Shout out Jack Keavney. But at least 130 is the Keavney statement of the day.
Wow. We should quote that, print it out, and frame it.
Put it up here in the booth. 4:04 to go. This time Shoemaker gets it. Keep pushing forward. That's another 6 yards for the Fords.
And this is what they were expecting to do all game. I mean, just pound the rock and dominate. And me and Connor had a prediction before the game. We said that it was going to be kind of a blowout. I mean, not as much of a blowout as we were expecting, but that they were going to get on them early and completely just roll them.
3:37. Looks like Chichester won't even take the timeouts. And Haverford should roll into Garnet Valley with a win in the column. Apologize for that. We have some wind coming through here.
Yeah, gotta
Windows
thank God for
open
the
up a
fan.
little bit. Oh, and a good handoff to Shoemaker. Tries to stiff arm a guy down. That'll be a first down to move the chains as we are, I want to say under 3 minutes, but the clock is not moving, so I wonder if a timeout was called. Or is it like college where it's a first down is to stop the clock?
No, it's rolling. It's rolling.
We're back officially now under 3 minutes.
Getting close to the end here, and I think that's Ryan Corbin. Hands on knees. He is tired. And if you're Coach Doc, why not just take him out? I mean,
There's no need. I get
Yeah.
the whole experience, but running the ball up the middle and milking the clock isn't an experience. It's not like they're throwing the ball long. it's not like you're down by a lot and you can risk just airing the ball out and going for it and practicing plays. It's now you're up by, fumbled snap. Luckily picked up by Julio. That was a botched play.
Looks like one of the managers for the Fords knocked down on that play. Hopefully she's all right.
Hey, man, they're on the field too. It's contact sport.
Yep. Full contact.
But also, shout out them. They do a lot for the team. Always there with water, and they keep these guys. Hydrated. They keep them able to play in this heat. So they do a lot more.
They're part of the brains of that Ford's Fight for Life operation.
We hope you guys are liking the broadcast, as we're officially 145 away from this game concluding. Shoemaker up the middle, a couple more yards.
If you're Chichester here, it's definitely a game to forget.
Yep.
If you're a pitcher in baseball, you want to have a short memory. Definitely forget maybe even your last pitch every single time. It's going to have to be the same thing for Chichester here. They're just going to try to erase this game from their mind, walk into next week, and try to pull out a win against Academy Park, which I think they can do. Academy Park hasn't been too pretty either. I mean, I think Coatesville and Academy Park is going to be a good game.
1:09 as we were heading under 1 minute. The buses will be getting started. The band will be ready to play the fight song. And for the first time all year, the Fords will hold their helmets in triumph this time, as the Fords will take down the Chichester Eagles. And the Eagles got a quiet ride back to the hometown on Chichester Ave.
Yeah.
Built on Chi Ave. The warm-up T-shirt. So you got to respect the uniform and the T-shirt game for Chichester.
Oh,
is
yeah.
top tier.
Although it's definitely not what you want to be the best at. But, their jerseys. Great.
Nick, could you recite the tune of the fight song from memory?
I can do like a little bit of a murmur, like a dun 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 dun. You know what was interesting about the fight song is the year before that, or last year and the year before that, they used to play the fight song during a loss. So even if you just got blown out on the field, you would have to walk over.
Because I remember at Souderton, they still had to do the faces, the heads were down, and they obviously hold their helmets up, and then they pump their fist with their helmet. It was not happy faces versus Souderton.
No, yeah, and I don't think that's necessary. I think we would have to definitely contact the music department about that. I mean, it's definitely not a fight song time if you're Haverford and you just lost a game.
Yeah, this is why I'm in the booth and not in the band. We're on the field. 20 seconds. They're going to let this clock run out. And ladies and gentlemen, you guys just watched Haverford High School's first football win of the season. 27-8 as the clock is under 10 seconds. And the clock will hit 0. The teams will shake hands. And the Fords are victorious. A bit of an anthem.
Yeah.
And that is it.
And an eruption from the crowd. First win for the Haverford Fords. That great sportsmanship from Demir Miles Willis, shaking hands with the players.
I mean, you got to give credit.
Oh yeah,
they
no,
played a
these
tough
are
game, and these are
great
amazing
kids.
young men.
Some of the stuff that I've seen out here on the field has been absolutely.
Demir Miles Willis there, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to get some interviews for you guys.
Yeah.
It seemed like the
See if we can get Liam Taylor.
consensus was to get Liam Taylor up here. That was you guys your suggestions. So of course they have to go over to the huddle and then go up and do the fight song. But then after that, if you guys still want, I mean that's time for us to get Liam Taylor on the stream and to ask him some questions. You guys send some questions in. Use the live chat if you have any questions for him and the game. Feel free. We can read them out loud, and you guys can get the answer from the man of the hour himself. So that'll do it with us for right now. We'll send some guys down there, get Liam Taylor up here. But with that, it is 27-8, and the Fords come out on top. Nick, overall, you now have a win. It feels good. You have a big win. It wasn't a close game. You beat this team pretty single-handedly. As they're going to do it. I don't know if the camera is going to follow them, but they're going to go over and they're going to do the fight song as we. And look at them. It's so much happier than what we saw the past.
Oh,
couple weeks.
definitely.
The student section erupts. The cheerleaders. Look at Nate Shoemaker in the front with his arms up. Oh, and they are storming
they're
the
gonna
field.
storm the
We
field.
called that, Nick DiPaolo.
Wow.
They storm the field. The Forge win. First win of the season. And
Look at that.
it puts a smile on
Sea
your
of
face.
Hawaiian shirts.
Hawaiian theme. We got to get the camera on that. That's a good sign. We got Jack Lord and Alex McDermott, Owen Rose Island fans out there.
Oh, yeah.
I think Hawaiian theme's probably Owen Rose, like his island.
Oh, yeah. That's
comes
definitely an
the song.
interesting take. Looks like they're all over there. Oh, looks like Coach Docker's going to break up the party. Not too happy about that. He is demanding the student section to leave. But they're not listening.
I can let them have their moment. It's their first win of the season. Mm-hmm. Spirits are high. The pictures being taken. You got to love this.
Yeah.
Nick. This is what it's all about in the end.
Definitely. The spirit. It's going to be a fun night tonight. I mean, everyone's going to go home with that good feeling. I feel like if you go home with a loss, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
And that party will be broken up.
Yeah.
And they'll head out to the huddle, and I mean that's awesome. No, it does put a smile on your face. It's what you love to see.
Yeah. It's like 6'6" Isaac Moore, popular basketball player over at Friends Central, getting talked to by a few parents.
He's a big Haverford fan now.
Yeah, big guy, big Haverford guy. Used to attend the middle school. Decided to go to Friends Central for high school to improve his chances for basketball, and it's definitely worked out for him. I mean, great player.
It looks like he's just joking around.
It's like Mr. Gillespie out there. He's been an all-time Haverford supporter through 2 kids and now 3, with the youngest Emmett being on the team. Before that, it was Henry, who graduated last year, and